Welcome back to another episode of the Crown and Collards podcast presented by the CSPN. I am one half of your co-host Jeremy, aka Black Dante, aka Confucius, aka Issa Durag, aka Say No to Coworkers, also aka Remy Hyde. And with me is my usual suspect, my brother from another mother.
What's up, y'all? It's Kirk Cousins. They're trying to trade me to the 49ers, and I'm pissed! I can't believe this shit, man! I should have took the money when I had the chance. Fuck!
Hello, Kirk Cousins. Nice for you to join us.
Hey, what's up, bro?
Can we get Dan to introduce himself real quick, then hand you back the mic?
Alright, hold on. Whoa, what's up, y'all? This is Dan, a.k.a. the 7th Ward Representative, a.k.a. I know y'all missed me last week, a.k.a. Young Aaron Neville on the microphone, a.k.a. Bartender slinging your drinks, aka I made you drinks to drink, you drunk 'em got drunk.
All right. And with us, we are joined by our special guest. Not he who is Kirk Cousins, although he is special, but we have a third or fourth, depending on the order, in the studio with us. Friend of both me and Dan on the TL. If you heard me
She my friend Moto.
uh, okay, all right. Um, she is one half of the Single Simulcast podcast, your favorite podcast. You know her. You may know her as being fabulous. You also may know her from her makeup blog. We have drumroll, please. We have Shanta, y'all. Shanta Fabulous on Twitter. Hey, Shanta.
Hey everybody.
How
It's
you doing?
me. I'm good. It's me, Shanta Fabulous, aka Wear Your Sunscreen, aka You Can Never Have Too Many Lipsticks. That's all I got though. That's it. That's all I got.
And we appreciate it. That's all we needed. If for y'all, like I said, she is one half of the Single Simulcast podcast. Both me and Dan have been guests on their show many a times. I've been on there more times than I can count recently because they family and shit. So for the people who don't know, they already should know. But for the people who don't know, tell them a little bit about the show, Shantae. In the words of Rashani, the floor is yours.
Oh man, our podcast is a single simulcast, your favorite podcaster's favorite podcast. It's just me and Rashani, having a good time talking about the topics of the week, the day, uh, and whatever's happening on with our lives. We talk about our families. We talk about, Rashani talks about his work. I don't work because I don't work. And yeah, we just really just chop it up. Two friends talking about life and events and just hanging out every week. Yeah, we usually record on Tuesdays. It usually goes up Thursday, Friday. It really just depends. But we're trying to get it out every week, consistently for the people, so we appreciate anybody who listens and shares and reviews and all that stuff. And I'm happy to be on the show. I'm happy to be on Crown and Collards. I love both of y'all. So,
You too, girl.
I fuck with y'all for real.
Tell them about your makeup blog.
Oh yeah, I have a makeup blog, a beauty and lifestyle blog called Bury Me in Red Lipstick. That's Bury Bury me in red lipstick.com. I talk about makeup, lipstick, sunscreen, taking care of yourself, aesthetically, I guess. Because it's makeup is one of my favorite things, and so yeah, I'm on the timeline talking about it. When I'm not like talking shit about Donald Trump or anything of that nature, and having a good time.
Yes, and it's very important because as it says in the Bible, he who is next to cleanliness will not be a fuck nigga. Write that down.
Did you write that on Facebook in 2010?
You know the fuck what, nigga. You know the fuck what. I hate you motherfuckers. That's why I deleted that goddamn post. I hate you, motherfucker. Hate y'all niggas.
Deleted it like screenshots don't last though. See,
that ain't the damn point, nigga.
Well, wait, wait. So this is what I'm confused about. Why you deleted that one, but not the other one?
Nigga, because I got tired of all those damn notifications. I don't get notifications for the other one, but I get notifications for that one. I don't even have Facebook on my damn phone, but I got like 75 emails because y'all don't have no chill.
Man, you could have went in and turned the notifications off and let us have our fun. God damn it.
No.
So you know what this means, right?
I know you're a horrible person. You're gonna find another one.
All right, long as you know.
Because you're a horrible human being that delights in tormenting me, but it's okay. It's all right. It's okay.
As long as you know.
It's all right. Speaking of torment, as you heard, we have Kirk Cousins in the studio because he, for all intents and purposes, quarterback of the Washington Racial Slurs, one of the 32 teams in the NFL. He will be being traded to the 49ers, and he gonna get paid. So, he who is Kirk Cousins, how do you feel?
Have you seen the 49ers roster? How the hell I'm gonna be good with that squad, man?
But he who is Kirk Cousins. Okay, so he who is Kirk Cousins from the horse's mouth. What was the issue between you and the front office of the Washington Redactors? Why didn't they pay you, Kirk Cousins? He who is Kirk Cousins.
See, the thing about them not wanting to pay me was, see, I'm a real one out here in these streets, and so so they didn't want to re-up on your boy, and it's their own damn fault. They knew what the system was like before I got there, in terms of what it was going to take to bring me back. And yet and still, they still want to play, little funny ass reindeer games and shit about my money, when they know damn well that I was the quarterback that they needed and also deserved, frankly, because I got it done. I mean, things wasn't perfect, but things were good. And things were looking up, and I wanted to be a part of that, but no, they want to go, oh, well, we're going to franchise you again, and now it's going to cost us even more money, which gives us even more incentive to move your ass because you cost us too much money. And now look at this. Now they talk about, I got to go to San Francisco. Number one, I can't wear my number 8 no more. I got to pick a new number. That was Steve Young's. And number 3, I mean, it's the 49ers. Like I said, go look at that roster, man. We got nothing.
So
and number four, if all that wasn't bad enough, the guy who was the offensive coordinator of a team that blew a 25-point lead in the Super Bowl is not my head coach. I'm not happy about that. Not thrilled.
So he who is Kirk Cousins.
Yeah.
How, if any way possible, can the 49ers improve the situation so he who is Kirk Cousins, will be at the best position to flourish? What improvements can be made, if at all, about the situation that reportedly you are going to be in? He who is Kirk Cousins.
I'm the best person on that team right now. That's where I wind up going. And that ain't good. So we gonna be building this thing for a long time. So that's all I got.
He who is Kirk Cousins, the money though, you gonna get paid.
I was getting paid, man.
You don't get paid long term. He who is Kirk Cousins.
I was getting paid, man. I was gonna get paid. But like I said, they wanted to play reindeer games about my money. And I I'd just rather gotten paid there.
Oh man. So he was Kirk Cousins. Who are you going to miss the most on the team?
Coach Jay, obviously, he believed in me when the previous coach didn't want to believe in me. He was hating on me. And other than that, man, I really don't know, to be honest with you, because that team right now is going through so much. They about to let a few different people go, and my running back situation was never the most stable, and so I don't know, man. I really can't nail down one particular favorite. I mean, Jordan Reed was my boy. He was my safety valve. But other than that, man,
Jordan Reed was a hell of a football player. He was Kirk Cousins.
everybody who played, we got along. We had a good time. It was chill. So.
Well, Shante, do you have any questions for he who is Kirk Cousins?
Hmm. How does your family feel about leaving?
You ought to hear them. They all excited. Ooh, it's San Francisco. It's such a nice bullshit, man. I'm gonna be not even gonna be in San Francisco. We're gonna be way the hell in Santa Clara. So ain't nobody in San Francisco like talking about it. Um, we gotta deal with the West Coast, and we gotta deal with the. You realize the football starts at 10 o'clock on West Coast counting time?
Yeah, that's
Like,
early.
like
Yeah.
your 1 p.m. kickoffs happen at 10 a.m. over here.
Kirk Cousins, you strike me as the person that's never been a morning person. He who was Kirk Cousins.
You are correct about that, my friend.
He was Kirk Cousins. Oh, sorry. Shante, do you have any more questions for he who was Kirk Cousins?
No, I don't.
Now, Shante, I am surprised you don't have any more questions for he who was Kirk Cousins because if I'm not mistaken, you are a Giants fan. Am I correct?
Yes,
And now you don't
I
have to
am a
worry about
Giants fan.
who was Kirk Cousins anymore. I'm surprised you don't have any. I'm surprised you don't have any petty in you.
Oh, I'm not a petty person. I'm not a sports petty person
That's what
until
we
unless it's like the Patriots or something because I like to dig that Eli beat him because he's such a goober type quarterback and everything. So because of all the people to beat them, it's Eli and he did it twice. So
Twice.
so that's who I would take a dig at. Everybody else, the NFC East is fine. I don't really fuck with the Cowboys. So if he who was Kirk Cousins might have been the Cowboys quarterback, might have had something to say. Sometimes I feel bad for Tony Romo. I like to call him Bad Luck Schleprock. Like if you watched the Pebbles and Bam Bam show, Bad Luck Schleprock was always getting everything fucked up for everybody. So that's what I like to call Tony Romo. But yeah, I don't really have anything for the Washington Redacted
For he
or
who was
anything.
Kirk Cousins.
Or
Yeah,
he who is Kirk Cousins.
yeah. What's up?
Oh man, I tell you what, he who was Kirk Cousins. The NFC, the NFC East ain't gonna be the same because if we keeping it above, you were the coolest quarterback in the division.
Of course I was, man. Like I said, Eli Manning is a goober. Tony Romo was just, he was lame. He like one of them dudes who always is seeking validation from other people.
Retweeting all his compliments.
Right. And,
Mm, dang.
and Carson, who knows anything about Carson Wentz? Raise your hand.
I'm still not sure what a Carson Wentz is, but I just roll with it. Still not quite sure what a Carson Wentz is.
My point
Yeah,
exactly.
I got nothing.
My point exactly. Thank you. That silence told so much. The NFC East is about to miss me, Kirk Cousins,
Who?
former starting quarterback of the Washington Redacteds. It was such a good run. It was such a good time. That team shouldn't have been playing monkey ass games with my money, and I'd still be there. So you know what? I ain't even gonna say fuck them. They don't even deserve my fuck them. But I'm gonna tell you this though, they gonna miss me.
They gonna miss you when they gone. He who was Kirk Cousins.
They gonna miss me.
You know what? You right. Because I don't even know who the fuck y'all backup is.
Nobody does.
Was.
I don't know who our backup is.
It's a mystery.
The redacted quarterbacks. Oh, thank you so much for joining us. He who was Kirk Cousins.
Yeah.
We wish you a safe trip out there to San Francisco. Hopefully, you'll give us some more great highlights.
Blah. I'm not thrilled about this.
Thank you, Kirk.
Anyway.
Daniel, we need you. Daniel.
What's up?
You back.
Yeah, right. I'm back. What's up?
Did you see he who was Kirk Cousins storm out of there? He was mad.
Hell, I'd be mad too if I was him.
Speaking of mad people, so Dan actually brought this to our attention. So people still fucking with Boogie, it appears. I don't know why. I mean, this motherfucker is like 7 feet and can almost run kind of sort of like LeBron. So I don't know why you would mess with him. But apparently motherfuckers still messing with Boogie. Take it away, Dan.
Yeah, so apparently at a Pelicans, I want to say Lakers game, some of the dudes was heckling DeMarcus Cousins. Let me pull up the story. 1 second. Let me see. Yeah, so they was, they were close enough seats and shit. Seats they probably never gonna get again in their lives. Talking shit about apparently somebody needs to be teed up at first in the first video, and then secondly, they decided they was gonna keep on needling DeMarcus Cousins, who then told the dude to go suck a dick. And this nigga tweeted with glee, DeMarcus Cousins told me suck a dick, with like hella exclamation points and shit. And I don't know, man. Everybody has their way through life, and I don't tell nobody what to like because I don't want nobody telling me what to like. But if somebody tells you that and you react with excitement, I don't know. Okay, I mean, I guess, but at the same time, I think he's excited because he was told that and knows that he would not do such a thing.
In that context, that's like somebody like tweeting that. That's like if Young Jock from Love and Hip Hop just randomly met a nigga at a Waffle House in Atlanta, and Jock told the dude to go fuck himself, and he go on Twitter like, "Oh my God, Young Jock just told me to fuck myself." It's like, what are you doing?
Right, like
that ain't something. I mean, to each his own, but that's not something I wouldn't be happy to live tweet somebody insulting me. I mean, I'm just like I said, to each his own, but that's just not something I would be happy about.
Yeah, see, and it's like, I mean, and I say this is somebody who's a longtime troll of one of Maurice Spates. I never bragged when he merely said shit. I always used to just call him more because what he said was whack.
Yes.
Like,
yes.
When he called me a scary clown or some shit, I'm like, okay, this isn't even funny, but it's funny because it's not funny.
Right. It's funny because your response is lame.
Right. Like,
looks like your play on the basketball court.
Right. Like, if I'm talking about how you can't rebound and shit, and you talking about come see for yourself, scary clown, I'm gonna beat you up. I'm like, all right, one, this kind of escalated a little too quick, and secondly, that's not even all that funny. And I'm saying funny shit to you, so please, like, meet me at either being funny or just shut the fuck up.
Right, like you can't even like have a good meet me in Temecula moment.
Or the time he called in his backups on, me and Kev and all the crew. Shout out to them. And he was like, hey bro, I got some dudes that need you to get on, bro. Please do it, bro.
Do it for your bro.
And then the dude that it was like, who? And it was like this one, that one, next one, next one, me and the other folks. Get them, bro. Please do it for your bro. And it's like you just asked the nigga nicely to like rib people. And then his jokes was whack too. Come on now.
Right, both of y'all can't have whack joke. If you want to reel somebody, you gotta call reinforcement. Both of y'all niggas can't be lame. That ain't how this works.
Yeah, I got nothing. But I think it seems like the dude heckling. It seems like it's like when you get people on the timeline who just go at people
for the retweet.
And then they start retweeting, and for the retweet, they start retweeting everybody's insults and stuff. It's like you say something dumb, and then the people come back at you and they're telling you how dumb you are, so they just keep retweeting it, like just talking about everything. Just oh my god, it's some odd shit. I guess that people go through for attention. Whether it's good attention, weird.
Three things are infinite: the universe, human stupidity, and niggas wanting attention on the internet.
That's what happens when you ain't got friends. Like any attention, it's the old adage, any attention is good attention to some people. You know what I'm saying? I don't think somebody telling me to suck a dick is the attention I would want. But hey, to each his own. To each his own. I mean, from my friends and loved ones who are fan of penis, I've heard that it's quite delectable. So I mean, hey, to each his own. To each his own. I mean, who are me to judge?
Who are me to judge? Who are me to judge? Once again, shout out to Flash Gordon who gave us this legendary tweet. Retweeted compliments the currency of the unhugged child.
Yes.
He wrote that back in 2014, and it is still as true today as it was when he wrote it.
Yes. Speaking of history, this is the month of March, and it is Women's History Month.
Yes. So
let's go ahead and bring us in, Dave.
Actually, I'm gonna go ahead and we'll take a slightly different approach. Today is also the day we're recording this. It's also my mom's birthday.
Oh, happy birthday to your mom!
Yes, March 7th, 19. Excuse me. And as someone who was raised primarily by good, strong women in my life and shit, like to celebrate a month like this, where again it's all about the uplifting of women and the supporting of women, and even like the whole give your money to women movement on social media, where it's like women who have like Etsy shops or Teespring, stuff like that. I challenge everybody. Like not every single day. Like that's asking a lot of people who might be in the same position as me, just trying to get by. But if you can once a week do something small for one, a woman in your life, and two, a woman who's just kind of in your life, like maybe somebody who you follow who has dope tweets, but also like maybe makes music or paints or something. You can do something small, like to even just like give them a signal boost. Do that, and I mean, do it consciously, do it, judiciously, do it, with the foremost intention of uplifting and providing support to women.
Do it righteously.
Yes. Don't just do it half-assed. Don't do it because Dan said to. Don't get into all of those areas. But no, really, like look out for the women in your life who, mean something to you, and look out for the women who've recently like been added to your life who brighten your day a little bit. Again, I'm nothing without the women in my life. Whether they be permanent women in my life, like my mom, my aunts, what have you, cousins, or temporary women in my life, like ex-girlfriends, spouses, whatever. Actually, I shouldn't pluralize spouses. That sounds bad. And it's also not true. I've only ever had one spouse, but no, like and even like your friends who are women. And while I'm on that topic, don't be one of these dudes who's out here only befriending women because they think you can fuck them somewhere down the line. Like befriend women who have common interests like you and are just dope fucking individuals.
Yes. Yeah.
Word.
I'm not saying don't see the beauty in women here and there and everywhere, but yeah, don't just again, don't be so reductive about the shit.
You can't slide your dick everywhere. Just stop. Be a friend.
I need to put that on a shirt.
Yes, because niggas love shirts. Niggas love shirts. Two things niggas love: shirts and chicken. I agree.
Chicken is delicious, and I love a good t-shirt.
Yes. Speaking of t-shirts, you can buy some cool t-shirts with us through Busted Tees. If you go to cspn.us and click that Keep Our Podcast free link and use and scroll and shop with Busted Tees to get you some cool shirts. You can get some, we got stuff for your animes. We got your stuff, your funny phrases. And all this does is give a portion of your proceeds to the network so you can keep all of our shows free. So you won't have to pay and listen to me and Sarone sound the way we sound. Shop with us at cspn.us.
Yes. And shop all those wonderful sponsors. All of them.
All of them. And I agree with Dan. Like for Women's History Month, listen to I would just say study like just the history of this world and the history of women throughout this world, and well, since we live in the U.S., especially in the U.S. Especially in the U.S. Just listen to black women, listen to black feminists, womanists, whichever title you prefer. Um, Understand why they're quote unquote angry. Understand the struggle. Understand the continued fight that women have had to endure, especially women of color, cis or trans. Um, have had to endure throughout history, throughout society, and the continued fight and struggle, and learn how you can be a better person and a better ally, quote unquote, even though I hate the term, but I'm not here to fight. How you can be a better aid to the liberation of women, specifically black women, because there is no liberation without the liberation of black women. So yeah, during Women's History Month and every day, um, love women, support women, listen to women, protect women, uplift women, stand by women. Do not step over women. Do not go full XNLB. Um,
Oh boy.
and I said what I said. And yeah, Shante, speaking of a woman, Shante, the floor is yours.
Oh, man, I think what you said is I agree with what you said. Definitely, I would suggest dudes not taking everything so personal. When somebody says something, the first thing that they want to do is be on not all men or this and that. Because you know this month is the perfect time to maybe begin to check that. Let women have the floor. I would definitely say, let them speak their piece and stop trying to speak over them. Because because you don't necessarily get their perspective all the way. Shut the fuck up. Let them talk. Let us talk. Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep. all of that. Um, Speaking of well, it ain't really a segue, but fuck it. Speaking of shutting the fuck up, so in the last episode of Single Simulcast, when we were wrapping up and giving our shout outs, me and Shanta touched on this briefly because we didn't get a chance to talk about it because we talked about so much stuff. So last week, a large number of presidents at HBCUs, historically black universities, met with they went to the White House with Cheeto Benito's staff, Agent Orange, as the great philosopher Busta Rhymes would say. And it was a lot of controversy, a lot of opinions, a lot of fighting. So if you don't know, which you should, because I mean we talk about the shit like a week after, but basically, they went to not meet with Trump. I don't believe they went to speak. They went to get his signature on an ordinance that I think every president since the inception of it has to sign, where they pledge to don't help the funding for historically black universities. If I'm not mistaken, every president has to do it, so it's not something that the Cheeto just had. It didn't just start with the Cheeto. Since its inception, I think every president has to do it, and they do it every year. And they went to get his signature, but they also went to speak or had the plans and the means to speak with Bitsy the dumbass about the budget and about funding, and to also speak, just speak in general to the administration or to the staff or to whomever about the meaning of historically black universities and probably some very important things that we talk about on the TL all the time. And basically they got played. They basically, for one, they had to explain to Betsy the dumbass what the hell a HBCU is in the first place. And this woman is supposed to be in charge of education. God help us all. Second, they, from my understanding, they met with Betsy the dumbass. The administration fleeced them. They did get front the sign, but they fleeced them, told them to take a picture with him, and then told them to leave. Basically, they didn't get to speak. They didn't get to have an extended conversation or anything. It was basically show up, educate the person that's supposed to be over education, take a photo with the Cheeto, and leave. When it first happened, I kind of stayed out of it, or at least tried to, because it's an emotional thing. I know for me it's emotional, because I recognize that, and I'm opening myself up to critique of that. Maybe I don't understand the situation that those presidents are in or were in. I'm opening myself up to maybe I'm ignorant as to sometimes you having to do something that you don't want to do for the greater good and interest of the student body. I get it. And like I say, I'm opening myself up to that critique because, I don't want it to be a fight. But at the same time, and I think me and Shante were in agreement on this, it sucks that they're put in that situation, especially with this administration. But because it's this administration, something in me just feels like sometimes you gotta say no, dog. Like, again, maybe it's wrong for me to feel that way. Maybe I'm ignorant and that's why I feel that way, but that's what I feel. Like, the fact that they didn't see, it's not, I didn't do what other people did and go calling them coons and sellouts and all this shit, because it's different what they did and what Steve Harvey and Kanye and Jim Brown and Ray Lewis did. Those motherfuckers went to meet with Agent Cheeto to coon. These presidents went there for a legit reason, trying to get money like they've done with every president since the ordinance came into existence, to help get federal funding for these institutions for these kids. They didn't go there with the intention to be a photo op and to say for Agent Cheeto to say I have black friends and try to stick it to President Obama and say, hey, the black community supports me. They didn't go there for that shit, but they got used for that anyway, which makes it worse. Like, it's hard for me to see the greater good when the good that you do or trying to do doesn't matter. You know, like they're going to use you for a photo op regardless. You know, they're going to not give a fuck about your humanity or your plight regardless. They're not. They don't give a fuck at all, and it sucks. You know, I don't blame them, because, you know, I'm sure people are still calling them coons and all that, and I don't think that shit is cool, because again, they didn't go up there like Ray Lewis and Kanye and Steve Harvey. But it still sucks. It just sucks.
Yeah, definitely. It definitely sucks, and it sucks because it's like, well, how long do you continue to give someone the benefit of the doubt, or at least not even so much give them the benefit of the doubt, but how long do you go into something hoping that everything is going to be okay, even though this person hasn't really shown you that they should get that kind of, you know, that kind of hope. You just hope that maybe today you'll be the one to benefit. And it's hard. It's hard because he's not I mean, that whole setup isn't operating from, they're operating on their own set of rules. Like, they're not operating trying to compromise or anything, but you got people coming in almost acting like this is the game that maybe they need to play with whoever they played the game with. Like, we're going to come in and we're going to do this and this is going to happen and everything's going to be fine. And it's just like, that is not the game that is being played right now. You know, so it's like, do you accept that that's not the game that's going to be played? And do you go into it anyway, thinking that's how it's going to work? Or do you, you know, understand what it is and say no and just be like, nah, I'm not doing that. I'm not going to be a photo op. I'm not going to be this. It's like, I guess I wonder who's going to be the person to just be like, nah, fuck y'all. Like, you know, like basically like Maxine Waters is. But, you know, Maxine Waters isn't pulling any punches. She's just like, I'm not fucking with this dude. I'm not fucking with these people. These people ain't shit. You know, he should be impeached. You know, just really, you know, speaking up and making it plain is just like, nah. You know, it's just like, you know, I guess I wonder who else is going to get caught up. You know, are they going to be like Maxine Waters or, you know, whoever? You know, just be like, nah, fuck that dude.
By the way, I want to go to lunch with Maxine Waters.
Yes.
Like, I just feel like that needs to happen, and a lot of people need to have lunch with that woman, because I think she got like some restorative powers in her, like to get this shit, if not turned around, at least making us feel like, all right, it ain't gonna be that goddamn bad, because I'm out here fighting, and I got y'all backs, and we gonna be all right.
Man, it'd be nice if more of them were like that. It's just, it was so hard watching so many of them, you know, confirm people that shouldn't even be confirmed. You know, like with fucking Ben Carson. Like, Ben Carson don't know shit about HUD. He's a surgeon. He doesn't know jack shit about HUD, but he got confirmed anyway. It's shit like that. It's just like, why? You could have said no.
Right. We all know the reason he got that damn job, because it got the word urban in it, and Donald Trump was like, ooh, urban, I know a black person.
Right.
That's how the hell you got that goddamn job.
Also, just on an aside, and I'm not even. He gonna get half a bar, and all I'm gonna just say is fuck Ben Carson. If you
True.
know what he said earlier today or yesterday, you know why I'm saying fuck Ben Carson. Because fuck Ben Carson.
Word.
Just a fucking like how did it's like it almost makes you question like, nigga, how did you become a fucking surgeon?
Right.
So what then?
Well, I was just kind of co-signing, like, right, like, how the fuck, like,
Right, like how the fuck you are fucking
how do you go from becoming a brain surgeon to like desperately needing a brain surgeon?
right, right. This is just nigga, like nigga, how? But Dan, what are your thoughts on the situation?
So I heard Dilla's president Walter Kimbrough speak out, and how he just said, basically the whole shit was a sham, and basically they wasted their time, and the whole experience is a net negative for so many of them. And I just feel like so HBCUs are kind of like they've kind of hit this plateau, where yeah, they struggled for a little while, and then they like really got caught up, and now it's just kind of like the excellence that we have is certainly sustainable, but at the same time, like there is another level to aspire for. And I feel like when stuff like this happens, man, it really kind of dampens like alumni bases and the enthusiasm for wanting to say donate to the back to the school, or to be like involved in some meaningful sense. And I'm not saying it's their fault, that this is what happened to them, because again, we got to remember what we're dealing with. Donald Trump is the penultimate fuck nigger. Like he's the one above all else who's gonna fuck everything up and leave people basically holding a bag that they ain't come for. And so to that end, I'm just like, all right, so now what do we do? Do these presidents need to organize the NAACP, the ACLU, Black Lives Matter? Like, who do they need to get with now and like re-galvanize a lot of the people, which I can kind of count myself in this number, um, have hope for HBCUs, but that hope is kind of starting to dim a little bit. And again, not because of anything they did, but because seeing the way that we were treated just then, just like, wow, like the rest of the community at large don't even value us that much.
Yeah. And like I know there are people, people that we follow, like people that, we love and respect that went to HBCUs and they feel very strongly about, just going to, the history behind HBCUs and, the camaraderie around just going and getting your education and having the experience of being around people that look like you. Like it's not, I know it's not a simple, complex issue of, like I said, they didn't go to that meeting to coon, or they didn't go there to coon. But and I understand their frustration of feeling like you got played. And I don't mean this with any like venom towards them, because they went like they always do to basically get the stamp that, hey, the federal government is going to continue providing us with funding to keep these schools alive, to keep these options for people of color, kids of color alive, so they can get an education and have the experience of being around people that look like them. Like I know it's not a complex. I mean, I know it's not a simple issue, because there are a lot of times people don't donate to HBCUs, and a lot of times how they get their funding and how they keep afloat is government assistance. So it's not a black and white simple issue. But if there was any administration in any regime that will let you know that, hey, they are not going to do the right fucking thing. It will be this administration. Like, again, the fact that they didn't go to sell out, they didn't go to Coon, they had the best interest of their school and their students in their minds, and these motherfuckers still played them and still used them for a photo op. And I mean, yeah, they signed an executive order, but one, it's not a guarantee that it's gonna go through or that is going to be honored, because again, you're dealing with the most unpredictable, the most racist, the most I don't give a fuck about you and your humanity as administration ever in recent memory. You know, because I don't want to, you know, go revisionist history and all that shit and, you know, act like shit hadn't been more fucked up before, but it is fucked up now. Like, so that's why, again, I'm not saying it's right that I feel like this. I'm not saying it's correct that I feel like this, but I just feel like if you have a choice to say no, say no. Even if you don't think you have a choice, just say no. Like they do not respect us as human. They do not. Fucking not K Michelle, Chrisette Michelle talking about she went to go meet with Trump so they could see us for us. They don't give a fuck about us. They don't see us at all. Shit. You know, and it just sucks because it makes those presidents look like they were selling out, which they weren't, but they still got played anyway. You know, this administration, this Agent Orange doesn't, like Shanta said, the rules are out the window. Ain't no damn rules. It's new rules, bitch. Ain't no damn rules. You know, it just sucks. It's a sucky situation all the way around.
Yeah. On that note, let's change topics. You got one more thing, or did you want to go right to the other thing that we need to do?
Yeah, we can go right to the other thing that we need to do. So we're about to wrap up here, but we're gonna bring a little something back. And no, it's not our bring it back segment. We're doing that next week. But we are going to bring back a staple of our show that we haven't done in quite some time. One, because we were lazy. And two, sometimes it does take a while to search through these and find good ones. But it is the return of the Crown and Collards podcast Misconnection segment. And we are doing these from San Francisco. Shout out to he who was Kirk Cousins.
Oh, you an asshole for that, bro.
Nigga, it was your idea.
There you are.
Don't blame me. There ain't no damn blame, Jeremy. It is still blame day in 2017. Okay.
All right? Yeah. Okay.
I have 3. We should be done with these fairly quickly, so it'll give Shanta time enough to go record a single simulcast. And also one order of business that I'm going to do that I should have been doing, but that I will do after we do these. Then we'll be done. So, y'all ready?
Hey.
Okay.
All right. The first one.
Jeremy is reading these stuff, and remember, if you haven't been around in a while, we do not like pre-screen these as a community, like as a happy family.
I read these as is.
As is, to our shock and dismay.
All right. With everything on the line, please believe I'm gonna shoot the game winner.
Oh boy.
All right.
This nigga is already caught for stealing the ball from Will. Okay.
Yes. All right. CT. I respect that. Again, I'm reading these as is. CT. I respect the hell out of you've turned my life into a love story. I could write you books thicker than the dictionary explaining how I feel or what you mean to me. But honestly, that's what life living for is. And if it takes a lifetime to prove it to you, I will, as long as you keep me in your life. By the way, I read these as is, and if you can't tell, don't be no punctuation in these motherfuckers. Just like one big ass run on sentence. As I continue, I fear not death, pain, sorrow, or anything that keeps men sleepless at night. Sleepless at night at the field, only that registers in my mind at this point is you walking out the door and me never getting a chance to tell you how I feel personally. I am ready to put up the fight of a lifetime to be with you. I really don't care what I gotta do. No one has made me feel alive the way you do. My faith has been restored since meeting you. I hope God that you're and no, it's not the right you're the one. I hope today wasn't with a W a test, and I get to see you tomorrow. You'll be heartbroken beyond belief if I don't. The end.
Well, that was sweet. Like,
Right? Like,
but they just met. Is that what? Am I to assume that like they just this person just met who they're
yeah,
writing to?
yeah. I think this is somebody
And
who's like way overreacting to a first date.
yeah, this is intense. Like it's very sweet, but it's just like this is too much.
Right.
Like I'm gonna do anything to be with you, and it's just like all y'all did was have coffee, or y'all went to eat, or y'all went to the movie, or may not even did all that. Y'all may have just like chopped it up for a little bit, and now it's just like, are you
He
ready
returned his
to
text in 5 minutes.
like he ready to give them the sun, the moon,
Here's,
and the
here's my
stars and stuff, and it's just like nah.
here's my thing. Here's my thing. Even if that's not the case, even if this is, they've been dating for a while. Obviously, y'all, you had this on your chest. I don't know why not tell this to the woman you want to keep in your life instead of telling Craigslist. I'm just throwing that out there. I mean, maybe you want to tell the person you don't want to leave. I mean, instead of telling Craigslist. I mean, I just throwing that out there. I mean, I don't have the answers. I don't, I do
That's
not.
valid.
I do
That's
not.
valid. Or maybe they just wanted to get it out. Maybe they just wanted to get it out.
You know
But
what it
then if they
was?
But you
This.
know what? If you're trying to get some shit like this out, pastebin.com for all your write it down, put it on the internet needs. Like, and let it just be there. Don't no. Like, if you're gonna send this to this person, like do that after the fact. Maybe if you just want to write it out and just be like, "Ooh, all right, that felt good. Got that shit off my chest." Um, but yeah, like put that shit in pastebin. Like just put it in pastebin, and then let cooler heads prevail. Maybe go through, make a couple edits and shit, and then send it off to this person who you want to be on the receiving end of this shit. That way, you don't run the risk of being clowned by us on a podcast writing
Correct.
chat on Craigslist,
Correct.
or just keep doing it. Give us shit to do. I mean, I really don't look.
can you
Correct.
respond to people when they do, like if somebody puts something on the misconnections, you could obviously somebody can respond on Craigslist, right? Just like with anything,
Oh
right?
yeah,
What if they put that out there hoping that somebody else would just respond to it, like there's nobody, like there's not even a real person. They just wrote some flowery language and they're hoping that somebody's going to respond to them and compliment them and say, "Oh, you're so nice," or "You're so lovely," or this or that, and they get some like weird like attention thing.
I don't know, but I'm not gonna be the one to test that, even like sarcastically.
Right. Right.
I'm
All
not gonna
right.
be the one to write to that person and be like, "Oh, you write so well, and this was such a touching prose." And hey, write back sometime. Let me know what you think. And then they write back, and I'll be like, "Nah, just playing. I'm trolling. Eat a dick."
You voted for Trump. All right. The next one. Man with motorcycle on corner of Old Santa Cruz Highway and 17 North.
Is that the title?
Yes.
Okay.
I saw you sitting on your bike at that corner. We waved at each other. I threw you a kiss. Threw you a kiss, nigga? Really? You
Okay.
threw?
Yeah.
Really? Okay, all right. I threw you a kiss and almost drove off the road because I couldn't stop staring. Smiley face. You almost committed vehicular homicide, nigga. Oh, all right, all right. I gotta say these the jokes after I read them. Okay, let me start over. I saw you sitting on your bike at that corner. We waved at each other. I threw you a kiss and almost drove off the road because I couldn't stop staring. Smiley face. You looked so good. You drove after me and I didn't know what to do. I wanted to pull over immediately and meet you. My heart was racing, but I had to take a friend to the airport. Then you drove off and I didn't see you again. I want to meet. Email me. Tell me. What color was my car when we saw each other? What was I wearing? Was my friend a boy or a girl? But it is okay to contact this poster with services or other commercial interests. The end.
All right, so we got somebody who's in a rush, but not so in a rush to throw kisses.
And almost die.
And almost like completely almost killed yourself and your airport bound friend. But I mean, yeah, this dude was on his bike and shit. So, and then you want this nigga to pass the test. Like the last post, where this person might have just been like, I just want to get this shit out there. This motherfucker wants to find this person, and they want you to prove that you are who you say you are. What color was my car? Silver? Nope, not you. Delete. Red. Yes. All right. Next question. What was I wearing? You had on a blue jacket. No, I didn't. Delete. Next. Like, you really plan to vet people? I think we should troll this person. Like, actually, just like fill their inbox with a whole bunch of wrong answers about what. It'd be like, you had on a McDonald's shirt, didn't you? And not a uniform shirt, it's like a shirt with Ronald McDonald on it and the golden arches on the back. You had on a shirt with trucks on it, didn't you?
You had a shirt with Steve Harvey buttons on it, didn't you?
Your button down had 24 buttons on it. What gives? How the fuck did you find that?
You had a shirt and it was tucked into your sweatpants, didn't you?
Yeah, let's go fail this person's quiz repeatedly, just for the sake of trolling. Was my friend a boy or a girl? Your friend was 7. I couldn't tell.
Was your friend a boy or a girl? They had the headphones on and a hoodie on. I couldn't see.
Was my friend a boy or a girl? Nigga, they were 85 years old. What kind of question is that?
Was your friend a boy or a girl? Nigga, it was an elderly person. The fuck you think? What shirt was I wearing? Motherfucker, you had on chaps.
He had on a Batman t-shirt.
what was I wearing? Motherfucker, you had on a jersey dress.
And it wasn't Iverson, so I wasn't giving your ass no play anyway. All right, next misconnection.
All right, this is the last one. Oh, little baby, don't you cry, aka dipshit.
The fuck?
Whoa.
I will read it again. Oh, little baby, don't you cry, aka dipshit. All right, I shall read it. We all know how you like to get cranked up, and it's so entertaining where with there's nothing.
Bruh.
I'm going to spell how he spells nothing. The word is supposed to be nothing. That ain't what this motherfucker said. They said N-U-T-T-E-N. Nothing.
Nothing.
Nothing. Yes. Didn't mean to call you a dipshit. What I really had in mind was idiot. You talk big, but the truth that you can't hide is you're a coward. And FYI, whenever I read these misconnections, I always assume that it's the wrong you're, because it is. You can't hide is you're a coward with a foul mouth. Everyone knows that. Hide and talk all the shit you want. I look forward to our meeting. The end.
Oh wow, this is like meet me in Temecula.
Yeah.
On Craigslist.
did what you know what this is? This is obviously a disgruntled coworker that has an issue with someone that he or she didn't want to they they wanted to remind themselves to bring it up at their next team meeting. So instead of using the notepad on their phone, they went into Craigslist to vent and save it on their account so they'll know when they go to the team manager meeting, I got the receipts on this bitch and I got time. That's what this is. They definitely went on their 15-minute break, went to the bathroom, got on the toilet, logged on the Craigslist and said, I'm gonna air this bitch out today. Cause like it's no way. It's no way you start off a post with calling somebody a crybaby and calling them a dipshit all in the same goddamn sentence. No, you definitely are like one missed email away from having a terror situation at your job. Like you are one HR phone call away from coming back to work and it being a bomb threat on the building. Like they had this on their chest for a while. Shit. All right, that's all I got. That's the last misconnection, and yeah, we got to start back doing these. We got to
That's the
start.
title I'm still tripping off of. Like,
Yes. Oh, you little crybaby, aka dipshit.
dipshit.
Like, when's the last time you called somebody a dipshit?
Like, that sounds like something out of like an 80s movie. Like, I don't even know people still call people dipshits. So
Maybe we need to bring that insult back. Maybe we need to bring back the insult of dipshit.
it fits Donald Trump.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, perfectly. Um, yeah, that's the show, guys. Wait, one order of business. One order of business I have to do. Because actually I've seen it and I haven't read it. And my fault for not reading it, but as you know, as I always say, go on iTunes, wherever you can find us on wherever good podcasts can be found, and give us reviews and give us 5 stars. And we have a review. Um, that we have a review. It is from the written one, who I know from the chat room of the black guy who tilts with Rod and Karen, and he says 5 stars. He says, "I love this show," and it's simply, "I love this show," by the written one. So shout out to you. Thank you for rating us. Thank you for giving us a review, and
Yes.
yeah, just thank you for the support.
Definitely. And let's see. Part notes. Um, I had three. I can't remember two of them now. Shout out to the people who know that they're receiving this shout out. Um, y'all know who y'all are. Um, fuck, what was the other thing I had? Shit. I don't remember. Oh, so something else instead then. So in light of again this being Women's History Month, a good friend of our show, Honey, so Sarah Honey Young is doing the American Woman Project. She's got that up and moving again. Be sure to check her out, AmericanWoman.co. You can also follow American Woman on Facebook, on I think there's a Twitter feed as well. But yes, Honey's doing great work profiling in a good way women of color who are doing big things in this world because they deserve to get all the shine we can goddamn get our hands on. So check that out. As for those other two announcements, they are lost in space. So don't even worry about it. Jeremy?
My shout out. Just shout out to Shanta for joining us. She knows she one of my faves, so
Yes.
if You got a problem, run up. Thank you so Thank you so much for joining us. Like I said, just Women's History Month. Every day, but especially this month. Um, really get into learning about Black women's role in feminism and womanism, and listen to Black women. Um, Come with your heart and your ears, not your ego and fragility. Um, and Yeah, just as always, be a great hoe and not a hater hoe. And Remy Hive, Shante.
Yeah, I want to say thank you for having me on the show because, like I said, I love y'all. Y'all are great,
No, I love you too.
and shout out to everybody listening. And you can catch my show, Single Simulcast, at singlesimulcast.com. You can check out my blog at burymeandredlipstick.com. And I'm Shante Fabulous on the Twitter. So, yeah.
And there it is. So if nobody else has any church announcements, this has been Crown and Collars episode 112. Catch us on the Coast of the Podcast Network. Shop with our sponsors. Check out all our wonderful shows. And get with the winning team and be a greater hoe and not a hater hoe. And we out.